Welcome to ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. It is a beautiful night for hockey. Rutgers and Fairfield meeting for the first time this season. I'm Matthew Aird for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Great to be with you. Both teams played last night. In the case of Rutgers, they're trying to rebound from a loss to Rowan. Fairfield trying to build on a 5-4 win against Stony Brook. Should be a fun evening for you. Rutgers in white with the red numbers, and the White Sox all red for Fairfield. That was covered up by goalie Patty Kirchner. He is starting his fourth game this season, 2-1 with a 4.29 goals against, as he got the first coverage sent all the way back for Kai Inouye, who will, number 20, try to get away the pressure of Kyle Dillon, number 26 for Fairfield. And now it's Jamie Zimmerman, number 91. He's going to lead the rush back with Gavin Rieger. Left wing side tip towards the net. That's a decent stop by Kirchner, and he will eventually cover it up. And we've got pushing and shoving already. Game's been going on for 39 seconds. There's an arm in the air, so let's see how all the penalties sort out. It was a nice rush set up by Zimmerman, the sophomore from Basking Ridge, New Jersey, who leads the team with 6 goals already and adds an assist to it. He did a good job, center ice lane drive, set up that scoring chance, and then there was pushing and shoving and extracurriculars at the side of the net. So let's see what the referees are going to say here after all of that. And Rutgers coming in at 2-3, Fairfield at 3-3. Getting the referees involved early should be a pretty good game. Two teams that could score a lot. Rutgers coming in is only given up 18 goals against, I should say, first in the Empire Conference. They've scored 20, so you'd like to pick up on that just a little bit. Right now, the officials are over at the Fairfield bench talking to head coach Eric Wielgos, trying to sort out all the penalties. And we'll see. Looks like perhaps they're going to even out. Referee's over by the scorer's table trying to figure it out. Interesting start to a game. 39 seconds in, you got a scrum on the side of the net. It looks like they're going to even out after all that. Rieger's going to get 2. And it looks like Owen Murphy, number 13, the defenseman, is also going to get 2. I think so. After all of that, they're probably just going to even out and will stay 5-on-5. That's what it looks like on the scoreboard, but this could change as the referees are still trying to sort it out. A fascinating start to a game where you didn't necessarily expect there to be a ton of feistiness less than 40 seconds in, but that might be what we have. Rutgers in its last 5, they're 2-3. Beat Ramapo, lost to Columbia, lost to Stony Brook, lost to Rowan. They beat Hofstra in the middle of all of that. They said a 4-2 loss to Rowan last night. Fairfield is 3-2 in their last 5. They've played one more game. They also lost to Columbia. Beat Stony Brook, went over New Haven, lost to Farmingdale State. And then they haven't played for a while, but they did, 19 days off, but they did win last night over Stony Brook. So as it looks, it's not in fact going to be even up. It looks like it's going to be a power play for the Scarlet Knights. And 4 Stags on the ice and 5 Scarlet Knights. Referees are still trying to figure it all out. Everyone in here is excited to get a game going. And spending all this time doing accounting work, trying to figure out who's in the box and for how long. Not exactly how you want to have a game start, but I think the referees are happy with everything they've sorted out. And so, as it stands, it's a power play for the Scarlet Knights. So they ended up taking Rieger out of the box, and the quick shot goes wide from Daniel Wright, number 77. Sophomore. So after all that, I think they might have ended up being Murphy for 2+2 and Rieger for 2. We'll get that sorted out for you in a second. Ivan Patapovich comes back together. He is freshman, big 6'5", 198 on the blue line, coming in with 4 points on the blue line. That's Michael Gianco, number 10, firing it into the corner. Good hit on Drew Dargan, the defenseman for Fairfield, as Rutgers just trying to get something set up offensively. Right now, they're not really able to get into any sort of rhythm with the man advantage. About 1:05 to go on it. Gianco comes away, trying to find some room there through that pressure, and eventually it's going to be cleared all the way down, and Aaron Rodriguez, he had to really touch the puck, but he's coming in, a senior. He's 2-0 with 2.50 goals against. Hasn't faced any shots yet. 2 shots on goal thus far for the Scarlet Knights. Ryan Arredondo, number 11, junior from North Arlington, New Jersey, wanted to bring it up. Now goes on the right wing to David Vaisberg, the senior, on right wing, trying to center it. That was cut out by Tyler Poulin, number 2. Back to Inouye at the line, trying to create some space for himself. Vaisberg gets it into the slot. That shot is stopped. That was a really nice setup to Zimmerman. High slot, good look, although Kirchner had a better look at the puck. There wasn't a lot of traffic in front of him. That's the 4th shot already for the Scarlet Knights in the first 2:16 of the game. But no real great looks on the man advantage as of yet. There's still 23 seconds left on it. Vaisberg trying to play it free off the draw. Eventually Poulin, he's under pressure. He's thrown to the boards by Christian Hoppeler, number 63. But Fairfield able to clear it all the way down. And Rodriguez will reverse it there. Inouye will go get it under pressure. But power play is about to end for the Scarlet Knights, it looks like, with them not generating a whole lot. A couple of looks, but not beyond that. 5-on-5 is Inouye barreling forward himself. Zimmerman, now Hoppler covering at the point. He gets a nice return pass, cutting into the slot, trying to get his shot away. Kirchner's going to cover it up. He had his stick lifted as he got a shot away from the right circle. But it's one-way traffic in the first 2:55 of this game. Not surprising with an early power play for the Scarlet Knights, but they're 0 for 1. And now it's Fairfield's turn to see if they can get something going on offense. Willem Donnelly, number 18. He is a sophomore from Fairfield, Connecticut. 4th game of the season for him. As Rutgers again gets back on the puck, but it's at the point with Perot, and he gets absolutely leveled right inside the blue line. Big hit there. And now Daniel Wright, another defenseman coming in. Kirchner, easy stop. Ryan Bernardi, number 9, tried to get it out. He was not able to do so. Right again, and he gets hit hard at the end board. So wondering about the physicality and the feistiness of this game early on. There has been a lot of it. Referee blows a whistle. Didn't exactly see what it was for. It's because there's a piece of loose glass, it looks like. Wanted to stop the play for a second just to be sure with the glass, but it's all right, and the draw is going to stay down here for the Scarlet Knights. Michael Pantry, number 3, will take this draw. One of the C's for this team. 65th year of Rutgers hockey. Trying to take the draw there with Donnelly, and it's back now with Poulin, number 2. Left shot defenseman, 5'11", 191. Some big bodies and physical play. We've already seen a lot of that tonight. Expect it to continue, although perhaps this game will settle in after that fiery start. That was Vitka, Jonathan Vitka, number 10, who says to this near side board. Skiba trying to go fish it out. Got it at the side of the net. Tries a backhand in front. Kirchner had it. Looked covered for a second, and then Poulin just flipped it out to center. And Fairfield was able to get out of trouble again. That's 6 shots for the Scarlet Knights, and Fairfield has really not spent any time in the offensive zone as of yet. That was Smith trying to get it ahead. Looking for Jake Quinn, number 24. This is a very young Fairfield team, by the way. The entire blue line are either sophomore or freshmen. Keep that in mind as we go throughout the night. And a good chunk of the forward group for Fairfield as well are also all underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores. So a young team, but 3-3, not a bad record when a lot of young players are getting early games. They're struggling to get any sort of rhythm on the offensive zone as of yet. That was Hogan, who was trying to break into the offensive zone over the line. He couldn't do so. Gianco got hit just at the red line. Perot trying to push his way through, but again, Rutgers has it stacked up, although now it's taken away by Quinn. He looks in and he fluttered that shot wide. He had some room short side, but he missed the target. Not a shot on goal as of yet, but a little bit better from Fairfield in the offensive zone. Trying to keep it up, but instead it's a 2-on-1. It's Gianco with Smythe. He shoots, and it's stopped by Hattie Kirchner and parried it into the safety netting. Little 2-on-1 developed there with Smythe and Gianco after Perot got tied up just inside the offensive blue line and wasn't able to get back in position. Kirchner tested early and often, but he's stood up to all these tests as of that. Zimmerman to take the draw. Fairfield wins it. And just trying to desperately get that out of the zone on Inouye, and they're not able to do so. Tried to center it was Rieger. Was behind his man Cameron Egan, senior from Lincoln Park, New Jersey. Still yet to register a point in the first 5 games of the season. Smith, right wing side, is going to try to do it all himself, and Rodriguez makes his first save of the night. And that was just a defenseman rushing up and trying to set something up himself, spark some offense. It was a dangerous pass by Rieger to try to get out of the zone. It did make its way over the blue line. Rodriguez is going to cover that from just inside the blue line on the flip, 6-11 in. 6-1 shots in favor of Rutgers, and after that early flurry and an early power play, looks like the Stags are settling into this. It was Weisberg against Zach Purrs. He, number 72, is a sophomore with 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points on the young season for him. Chaconas trying to get out of pressure from behind his own net. And now it's Rutgers who's struggling a little under the forecheck to get out of pressure. Hoppler behind his own net, trying to circle in the corner. He made a nice play. Get that over to Arredondo, and now it's 2-on-2 the other way. Inouye tried to do a little too much. It was poked away by Perreault. And it looks like we're going to get another penalty call. Referee signaling for a cross-check. So this is going to be a second Rutgers power play of the first 6 and a bit minutes. They get Connor Cavallaro, senior from West Haven, Connecticut, who has 7 points this season for the second penalty of the early going. Weisberg tried to play it through a stick check. He was unable to do so. Inouye did not keep that in. Linesman right on it, and the play is offside. And the draw will come back to the neutral zone. Fairfield starting under a lot of pressure. They've taken 2 penalties. They have only 1 shot on goal. It's been basically one-way traffic looking down to our right. But Kirchner's held firm as of yet, and I don't think Rutgers has generated the chances that Tony Thomas would have liked by this point. Rieger covering at the point will send it down low. Zimmerman. This way Weisberg and Zimmerman, they'll play catch. Right circle, back up Inouye through traffic, easily blocked. Rieger will try to circle it. Slapped ahead by Murphy. Did not get out. Rieger will have another chance in the far corner. He's hit heavily there by Kyle Dillon, one of the starters tonight for Fairfield. Dillon ends up locating it and clears it beyond Zimmerman. And 50 seconds of the penalty have already gone. And no shots yet on this power play for Rutgers, their second of the night. You know, coaches say if you get all these early power plays, you better take advantage of one of them. You know it's going to pay off at the other end at some point. Kirchner with a nice stop on Egan from high in the slot. Gianco will spin it along Zimmerman, side of the net. Kirchner again made another save. That was nice work to get it to Rieger, and now shorthanded the other way. Purrs, he's just going to take this to the corner, now try to cut to the middle, and he ran into Patapovic. But 35 seconds left on the power play. Rieger right now on his own, trying to shift around the net. Protects the puck well, but was kept to the outside the whole time. Egan to Gianco, and now it's Hogan back up high. Patapovic, a weak shot that went wide. It was deflected on its way in. Only 13 seconds left on the man advantage. There's Daniel Wright, number 77, trying to pinch up the wall. Comes into the high slot, but only red sweaters are there. That was Larkin who pushes it all the way down, and that's 2 penalties down, 2 killed for the Stags. All things considered, you kill off 2 penalties in the first 9 minutes, even though you've been outshot 8-1. It's a difficult start, but Fairfield's holding up well under this pressure. Wright keeps it in left point, puts towards the front of the net. There was an opportunity down low for Egan. He just swung and missed. Had an open side of the net. Now it's 2-on-1 the other way. This is DeNicola. Centering pass. He took too much off of it, and Wright had cut off that cross-ice feed. End up hopping over the stick as Kirchner's going to cover this up at the side of the net. We'll get another face-off. 8:26 in. That'll count as a shot, so make that 9 already for the Scarlet Knights. Say one-way traffic, 9 shots. I think 4 of them have come on their power plays, but have they really tested Kirchner in the way they would have liked? Mozaritis, there's a nice shot. Grant Mozaritis from high up wearing number 69. He was able to get that shot through. Here from Jackson, New Jersey, put on Rodriguez. He sticks that one into the screen, and we've got a face-off now, a rare face-off down to our left for the Stags. Haven't mentioned their scores yet. Lucas Chaconas has 7 points on the season along with Connor Cavallaro. Chaconas has 3 goals and 4 assists. It's the reverse for Cavallaro, 4 goals and 3 assists. Ryan DeNicola, number 8, also has 4 goals. Gonna have to do the face-off again. Of course, Rutgers is led by Jamie Zimmerman. We already mentioned he has 6 goals on the young season. 6 goals in 5 games. He is a confident scorer. He's on fire right now. Good face-off win for the Stags. Ryan Bernardi has 1 goal on the season. Junior from West Haven, Connecticut, not too far away from Fairfield. Michael Voidal, number 37, flips it up. That did not hit the mat. I think it was touched with a high stick. Rhodes ends up touching it next. It's Thomas Rhodes, and so we're going to get another face-off as that was touched with a high stick. So now the game after the fiery start, the physical start, the couple of penalties. We're going to get the draw into the neutral zone. Now it's getting a little choppy with a lot of stoppages here. Might suit Fairfield the way things are going. Now the Fairfield players are talking to the linesman. Why is the face-off back here when the puck was high-sticked back at the other end of the ice? But the face-off is going to come just outside the Fairfield zone. And Murphy will try to flip it ahead, but again, Rutgers closing off the wall well. Anapovich will send it in. He was on the wrong side of the red line, so that's our first icing call of the night. And now Fairfield will get an offensive zone draw. 9:49 to go in the opening period. Fairfield has its big line on with some of the scorers. Cavallaro, Perza, Chaconas. This line has 10 goals already this season. That's put on net. Good stop by Rodriguez. It was a point shot from Murphy that found its way through. It's the best scoring chance of the night. Rodriguez made a nice save. There wasn't enough traffic in between the shooter as it's finally handled by Rhodes. He didn't get that out, though. Murphy sends it back into the corner. Chaconas trying to work through 2 Scarlet Knights, and this one deflects just along the blue line. Played by Cavallaro, shoot it back in again. 9:10 to go in the opening period. Rutgers at Fairfield at ProSkate Ice Arena here in South Brunswick. Beautiful night. Feels like hockey weather. It's getting cooler. Days are getting shorter. No goals as of yet. No icing. This Joseph Scardino from Hopkinton, Massachusetts will send it along, but he had no help. And Arredondo will send it along. He wanted to get that to Weisberg, but he was canceled out in the corner. Arredondo gloves it down, loose in front. Weisberg, good stop by McCartan. Still loose in the slot. Another penalty's coming up. That was Acuna who got a shot through, finally touched by Fairfield. And the Scarlet Knights are going to get a 3rd power play of the first period. Interference call as Weisberg had a look in front of the net, but he ended up getting taken out of the play. But might have been a smart penalty, all things considered, because it looked like one or multiple Scarlet Knights had an open net. None of them could stuff it into one. But now with a 3rd power play of the opening period and a +8 shot advantage, Rutgers has got to take advantage of one of these at some point. Weisberg right circle. Inaway, gonna look for a lane. Weisberg shoots and scores. At some point, those power plays were going to come back to haunt Fairfield, and eventually Weisberg gets a one-timer in. He didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. That's his first goal of the season, and Rutgers leads at 1-0. After Owen Murphy took his 2nd penalty of the first period, Rutgers converts with a power play goal. Weisberg gets his first of the year, and the Scarlet Knights finally turn all of that pressure into a goal. And the home team's excited with a 1-0 lead early. Any coach will tell you, you get 3 power plays in the first 11 and a half minutes of the game, you better take advantage of one of them, and they finally do. Inaway helped set that up as well. Nice work from Rutgers in the offensive zone. That the first 2 power plays didn't look super crisp. That one did, and the Scarlet Knights have the lead. Voidal sends it in. It's covered up by Kirchner, and we'll get another face-off of the offensive zone for the Scarlet Knights. Hohen to take this offensive zone draw for the Scarlet Knights against DeNicola, and again, it stays in the offensive zone. Fairfield trying to set something up offensively, but it's not been easy for them. Rutgers has been pressuring the puck really well. They're able to retrieve pucks quickly, and as soon as they do, they're going north-south and getting it in fast. And that's just making it so hard for Fairfield to generate any offensive momentum. Timothy Downs, freshman from Oakland, New Jersey, 6'2", 185, big man on the blue line. There's some big men on the blue line for Rutgers. Patapovich being the biggest at 6'5". Everyone loves a towering defenseman. Patapovich also 6'5" right shot defenseman. Any coach would love to have that kind of player at their disposal. DeNicola tried to work his way in. There's a shot from the point, and Rodriguez able to hold on to it. Came through from Chaconis. Again, it's a long way out, just outside the right circle, beyond the hash marks, but you got to get the puck on the stick of your best players, and this big line for Fairfield. They haven't been on the ice all that much because not only have they not been in the offensive zone anywhere near as much as they'd like, also you don't have your big line on for penalty kills, and Fairfield's been shorthanded 3 times in the first period. Arredondo trying to get it ahead and out to center. They will. Hoppler, look at the speed he tries to bring in. He shoots. Kirchner able to flip that one up with the blocker out of play. 14 shots now for the Scarlet Knights to 4 for the Stags. Just Rutgers looks like they're playing faster. They're playing crisper. In some ways, you can tell which team came away on the short end of the stick last night and which one won, because Rutgers has to make amends for a loss last night, and they are looking very much like a team that has to make amends. It comes up high, and another shot that went wide from Cavallaro. Big line was able to get another offensive chance, but the shot missed the target. Redondo trying to send that through to the neutral zone, but Scardino it intercepts it. He'll peel back in his own zone with Murphy looking ahead. There's a lot of traffic to get through. And Scardino trying to work his way in himself, and now gives it to Jay Quinn on the left wing. Puck will roll around in the corner. Arredondo wants to get it out, unable to do so. Bernardi the pressure there, sealing off the wall. The physical play after that scrum at the side of the net to start the game is kind of tamped down a little bit. It's a nice stick lift. Arredondo, though, he's 1-on-3, and he gets a shot in. Kirchner makes it easy stop. Murphy again has to peel back. Michael Pantry, the graduate student, pressuring the puck really nicely at F1, making it hard for Fairfield to break the puck out. Poulin knocked off the puck by Pantry. Still there for Adrian Skiba. Gets it to Inouye. That time Kirchner saw it a little late, but he was able to close the door. Povich, that deflects off the stick and again into the mesh. Get another face-off down here. 5:22 to go in the opening period. Still all Rutgers. 16-5, as we say, the shots, and that's pretty emblematic of the game we're seeing right now. Zimmerman pulls it back. Patapovich, so it's the starters down on the ice. That shot goes all the way in, and it might have been deflected on the way. It's now 2-0 Rutgers. Patapovich took the shot. Zimmerman's going to lead the line, so I think he tipped that. And now the Scarlet Knights have doubled their lead. If it is Zimmerman's goal, and I think it is his goal, that is his 7th of the season. And now the Scarlet Knights really turning the heat up here in this first period. Just a recycled puck to the point. Patapovich took the shot. I don't know what that hit on the way in off of Zimmerman, but it hit off of him clearly. Kirchner's played pretty well to start the game, but he's just under so much pressure that at some point those pucks are going to get by you if you're facing 17 shots in the first 15 minutes of the game. And now Fairfield in a 2-0 hole. Zimmerman taken to the wall by Dillon. Patapovich trying to separate his man from the puck. Zimmerman finds it. Off the short glass, that was kept in by Smith. Hadapovic under pressure. He got hooked a little, but he was able to fight through that pressure. And another big hit. That time it was Larkin who got decked on the left wing. He's got the puck back on his stick now, but Zimmerman and company collect and flip it off the high glass and get it out. Look at Inouye flying up to put pressure on the defenseman beyond his own goal line. That's not playing like a defenseman, although it might be playing more like a modern defenseman. You see that so much more now in the defensemen acting like forwards. Off the glass, hops by Gianco. And so now Jonathan Vitka trying to put the pressure on. It's sent around this way. Fairfield just trying to keep some sort of offensive momentum going, and they're not able to do much of it. Smythe will suit it, and that's an important break up there just inside the blue line for Fairfield, just to settle down a little bit. Smythe unable to enter the zone clean. Again, Rutgers able to clear it. Fired back in once again. Another big hit. And this one, this is going to be a fourth penalty against Fairfield. Arm went up quick from the official that was back in the neutral zone. That was a thunderous hit in the corner, but I think that's going to be the fourth power play for the Scarlet Knights of the opening period. Once again, the referees are going to have to sort some things out. And it's going to be called for boarding. Definitely could hear the impact. That was a thud of a hit. And it's Vitka who took the penalty. Offensive zone boarding penalty when you've already taken 3 penalties in the first period. Coach's nightmare. For Fairfield, this is a really important penalty kill. Still a ton of time left in this game, but they have to buckle down and keep this from getting any more lopsided. That'll start. Good face-off win. Chaconis will play it ahead on the penalty kill. He tried to go for the big hit there against Weisberg and didn't quite connect. Zimmerman, he got hooked a little there by Cavallaro. He goes down slow. He gets back up. But Rutgers is unable to set up on the power play as of yet. Weisberg, who scored the power play goal, trying to get that ahead to Inouye. And now Rieger will bring it in on the left wing side. Trying to skate through Drew Dargan and Perreault. Now it's Chaconis. Probably was broken up as Weisberg finds it in the corner, though he gave it away. Chaconis slams it off the glass, and the linesman is lucky that didn't take his head off. He had to duck for cover in a hurry. Minute 5 to go on the power play, the 4th power play of the first period for the Scarlet Knights. Anyway, it was a dangerous pass. Dillon almost intercepted it and broke his way in, but now it's Rutgers breaking into the shot. It's Kirchner makes the save. Hoppler was the first shot. The second chance came there from Weisberg as Kirchner couldn't hold on to the rebound, and the Stags scramble it out. Weisberg back at the red line. Zimmerman, those are the 2 goal scorers. Zimmerman trying to center, broken up by Murphy, and that's another penalty. 5 in the period against the Stags. That was Rieger who got tripped in the corner, and so that would be 34 seconds of 5-on-3 for Rutgers. Man, 5 penalties in the first period. It might have been high sticking, whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was Scardino who ended up getting the penalty. So now for Rutgers, 5-on-3 for 34 seconds. They have 18 shots compared to Fairfield's 5. And these are a very important 30 seconds in this game. Can Rutgers really make the Stags pay for the 5th penalty they've taken in the opening frame? Cross-ice feed, Patapovic couldn't settle it, and it comes to the neutral zone. Two defensemen on Wright and Patapovich because the big unit was on for the first 90 seconds of the opening power play. Egan takes it away. Gives it up for Hogan. Cross ice feed. That shot is stopped by Kirchner from Wright. First penalty's over. It's 5-on-4. Still, a minute 15 of the power play. There's a 2-second difference between penalty clock and game clock. That shot was blocked. It went into some skates. And that is lifted and cleared all the way down by Pers. Now, Rutgers could not take advantage of the 5-on-3. We have less than a minute to go in the opening period. Puck still loose along the near wall. It was Wright who played it ahead. Zimmerman's back on the ice for the Scarlet Knights. Hogan is as well. They're starting to get the first power play unit back on after they took that long shift before, and that was off the side of the net. As Larkin gets it out, that'll do. Hanapovich turned it over in front of his own bench. It's back with Rodriguez. He'll spin it around the corner to right. 30 seconds to go. Sent to the far side, but nobody's home. And Gargan is able to reset and kill some time in his own zone. It's going to be, 2 seconds, maybe 3 of carryover power play time to the second period. And Rutgers will try to get one more rush. Rieger almost got tripped. He was able to keep his balance, works his way in. He's got to look at the clock. There's 4 seconds left. He ends up losing out in the corner. Cleared all the way down by Chaconis, and the first period comes to an end. About as lopsided a first as you could get. Rutgers, 20 shots, 2 goals, 5 power plays. Fairfield, 5 shots, 5 times shorthanded. They did kill off a 5-on-3. In many ways, they're lucky it's not more than 2-0. We'll be back for the second period in just a minute. We are back at ProSkate Ice Arena, South Brunswick, New Jersey. Rutgers leading 2-0 over Fairfield in this Empire Conference clash. We are back to full and even strength as the teams have switched ends. Patty Kirchner covers it up for the Stags. It's 2-0. Rutgers outshot the Stags 20-5. Fairfield took 5 penalties in that first period. There was about 30 seconds of 5-on-3 time for the Scarlet Knights. They did not convert. They do have one power play goal. They're looking to make it 3-0 early, and that shot never reached the net. It was a centering pass towards Egan from Zimmerman. Zimmerman and Weisberg have the goals for Rutgers in the first period. But all things considered for the Stags, I mean, being down 2-0 when you've taken 5 penalties, that bouncing puck almost fooled Kirchner. Just skipped right off the ice surface in front of the blue paint. And he was able to get that to the corner. Already given the Scarlet Knights 2 shots in the early going of this period, and it's flipped in by Zach Purrs. And that's covered up by Rodriguez. Oh, hell, here we go again. Rodriguez got a little tap after he melted the puck down. It's Cavallaro who was the one gave him that little extra tap, and the Rutgers players didn't like it. That's how we had the first penalty of the game, on a little scrum down to our right after a frozen puck. Barely had a chance to talk about Aaron Rodriguez, who's senior from Howell, New Jersey. Came into this game 2-0 with a 2.50 goals against, .914 save percentage, barely seen any rubber tonight. It's going to be a question to see how sharp he is if he eventually faces a flurry of shots, because goaltending sometimes, it's easier when you are facing the amount of shots that Kirchner faced at the other end, because when you see all that rubber, you're sharper, you're in rhythm. And then when you're just standing there for most of the game, as Rodriguez has been, because his team's been great defensively, the best defense is good offense, and in the case for Rutgers, they've been spending most of the time in the offensive zone. See how sharp he is, because eventually there will be a Fairfield flurry. Haven't seen any evidence of that, though. That puck deflects up and out of play. There's Gianco down in that corner. He's trying to wrap it around the glass, but ended up lifting it into the mesh. 1:33 into period number 2. Scarlet Knights trying to get back to 500 on the season. Fairfield trying to get one over 500. Rutgers lost yesterday. Fairfield won yesterday. They had been off for nearly 3 weeks before coming back and winning yesterday. Hoppler's shot, that's blocked by some legs. That was Ryan Smith who got in the way. It's back up this way for Arredondo, number 11, junior from North Arlington, New Jersey. Along the wall, finally flipped out by Smith. He's going to go after it in the corner, but he will not beat Acuna to the puck, and so that is icing. Back the other way we go. I wonder how head coach Eric Wildghost reacted in that first intermission with his team in the locker room, down 2-0, taking 5 penalties. You were outshot 20-5. That's another shot deflects off a stick and high off the glass. Downs will try to keep it alive. That's Timothy Downs. 6'2", 185, number 21. He's played in every game this season. Loose at the side of the net, where it's taken by Tyler Poulin. He wants to get out of pressure, and he's unable to do so. That was Skiba, Adrian Skiba, standing right, so close to him, and right on his. Again, this time the Stags able to get it in deep, but they're not able to do much with it. On this way, Pantry to Rhodes, Thomas Rhodes, playing in his 3rd game of the season, number 43. Junior from South River, New Jersey. He's got it here. Centering pass. Pantry just unable to settle the puck. Had some room, but the space and time closed down quickly. That was Larkin just off the edge of his stick. Downs his back defensively, poked away, though. Good forecheck from Max McKenna. Sent back towards the point, but it's intercepted by Zimmerman. He'll bank that off the boards. Looking for the indirect. Ahead towards Egan, but that is also icing, so offensive zone draw coming for the Stags. And yesterday, Fairfield won 5-4 over Stony Brook. Mentioned that in the first period. Rutgers lost 4-2 versus Rowan, but these two teams really hard to keep that momentum going back-to-back days. On the good side, if you're Fairfield, and for Rutgers, pretty easy to wash a loss out if you're playing the next day, and that's exactly what they've done. I don't think that they've played many better periods. So it's another set of penalties on the board, and it's going to be 4-on-4. I think they called Skiba as well as Larkin for matching minors, so we're going to have 4-on-4. So some more open ice. We'll see if that helps Fairfield generate some offense, but they're not able to do a whole lot. Rieger skates through one check, and now it might be a 2-on-1 with Zimmerman. There is a back check going on. That shot is stopped by Kirchner. Didn't have a lane to pass it. He ended up wisely taking the shot, easily stopped. And now going the other way is Murphy, trying to skate all the way in. He could not get through Downs. Has to reverse it in the corner for Kyle Dillon. Put on net. Rodriguez the save, and the rebound shot is in. It's Owen Murphy who found his way all alone in front in the 4-on-4. That's a big goal for Fairfield to make it 2-1. Defenseman Owen Murphy all alone in front of the net, and he found himself with way too much time and space, and on the 4-on-4, and the 7th shot of the night, Murphy has made it 2-1. Don't know how you could lose coverage of Murphy all alone in front of the net. 5'10" defenseman, sophomore from Simsbury, Connecticut. His first goal, second point of the season, picks up the assist after one assist earlier in the year. And now Rutgers, for all of the hard work they had been doing to get the lead, now it's cut in half. Hoppler trying to break in over the right wing side. It's cut off there. Perot trying to get one into the side of the net, never reached Rodriguez. There isn't a whole lot he could have done on the goal when someone is standing all alone 2 feet in front of your blue paint. And that's the response that the Stags desperately needed. And so for all the good that Rutgers did, and they did a lot of good in that first period, now it's only a 1-goal lead. Hadapovic's lead pass, it was not on the same page with Gianco, and that's going to be icing. 38 seconds left of 4-on-4 time. Eric Wildghost was looking for a response after a very messy first period. Well, he's definitely gotten one. Goal 4-on-4, and ship seems to have stabilized, and they get a goal from Owen Murphy all alone in front of the net. Purrs to take the face-off against Gianco, who pulls it back to his defense, and Patapovic wraps it around the boards. Not a whole lot Perot could do with that. Going to be another icing call, though. Too much mustard on the clearance, and we'll do the face-off again. Down to Rodriguez's left. Certainly in the case of Fairfield, you don't want to take too many more penalties. Just 6 minors on them today. That's right off the draw. Good stop. It was Purrs who just pushed it on net as he ends up going hard into the end boards. Hopefully he is okay. Rodriguez was able to hold on to the puck. Nice play off the faceoff by Purrs, just pushing it forward. A skipping puck that Rodriguez was able to cover up. Purrs looks to be all right. That's one way to get some rubber towards the net. Just push something towards it off a faceoff play. Purrs against Hogan. Purrs hustles to get it here and gets it back to the point. Perot shot was off a skate in front. Purrs centering pass, that was blocked away. Now it's Cavallaro out to the front of the net, but Weisberg's able to play it to himself. There's 10 seconds left of the 4-on-4. This is sent all the way down. No icing here since it was deflected. That should do it for the 4-on-4. Successful 4-on-4 since Murphy was able to get the goal for Fairfield to get them within 1 and everyone freed. And we're back to full and even strength 5-on-5. Cavallaro ahead. Couldn't connect with DeNicola. Back with Weisberg, who sends it ahead, but it's taken by Scardino. Good skate ahead, Ryan Smith. Going to climb all the way to the net. Rodriguez might have gotten a piece of it. It also might have rolled off the end of Smith's stick as he was just getting to the front of the net. Another turnover inside the blue line, but that will be cleared by Patapovic. Cross-ice feed looking for Egan, and he gets crunched along the end boards by Poulin. Fairfield pushing ahead. It's Pers again. Inoue's back. Pers lost his balance. Haysburg was able to get it into the neutral zone. They would have been offside, so Fairfield touches up and regroups. Nice outlet pass, Vaisberg. Nice little stick handling to get through Poulin. He doesn't have a ton of support. He might not need it, but eventually the 3 red jerseys crowding him out. Cunha trying to push it ahead. Now Hogan. Unable to enter the zone clean. Now we'll send it right wing side before Smith turns it back right in front of the Rutgers bench. And Egan will try to get it in deep. Vaisberg eventually does get it in deep. As a regroup with 6:40 gone in the second period. Goal for Murphy has Fairfield cutting the lead in half. They've iced it. It was 20-5 shot advantage in favor of Rutgers after the first period. In this period, it's 5-3 Fairfield, one that's gone in. So they might not be able to make up the shot advantage over the entire game, or the shot disadvantage in the case of the Stags, but you play the first 6:40 of this period to basically a draw, you'll take it. That shot from right was deflected behind the net. Cunha trying to hold it in, which he did. Pantry trying to center it. Got it to Rhodes. He'll circle it back right. Right point shot. That was off of Pantry's stick over the top. Pantry will try to recycle Acuna. Halfway up the wall, trying to get through that check, and another huge one. And this one's going to be a penalty, and now we've got a little bit more of the extracurricular. I wonder if they're going to call boarding on that too. I think the referees have said holding. It was a physical hit in the corner. I think we're about to see another Rutgers power play. Reminder that Fairfield doesn't have one yet. Yeah, they called Smith for holding at 7:20 of the second period, so Fairfield players just desperate for an explanation. And again, there's more conversations between the referees and the Fairfield bench. Kind of feels like you're a broken record when you've been saying it for the first half of this game. But now Rutgers with a 6th power play, and I think there's also been another minor added. Referees again trying to sort it out. Okay, I don't think they ended up calling it on Smith. I think they ended up calling it on Donnelly. So it was a case of, I think, mistaken identity. It's not Smith, it's Donnelly who's in the box. Either way, it's still a 6th power play for the Scarlet Knights. There's a quick shot off the face-off from Zimmerman that was stopped by Kirchner. But, I mean, Fairfield, you can't take 6 penalties. Inoue shoots. Kirchner got a piece of it, trying to clear it. That one was off of an unfortunate Rieger who was in the way of the clearance. Fairfield got it the length of the ice. Inoue goes back to get it. Inoue gliding ahead. Zimmerman into his stride. Nice back check from McKenna. Little stick check to knock it off of Zimmerman's stick. And the first 30 seconds of the power play have come and gone, and Rutgers has been unable to generate much in the offensive zone yet. But now Hoppler, easy zone entry, cross ice feed off a skate. Zimmerman tries to put it back in front. Kirchner lost his bearings for a second, comes to the front of the blue paint on a deflection. And eventually Murphy, who has the goal for Fairfield, will get it down the ice. Minute to go, minute 5 to go on this power play, the 6th of the game for the Scarlet Knights. The power play disparity is 6-0, but Rutgers has scored on only one of them, and it's a 2-1 game. Another easy clearance for Fairfield. The penalty kill for Eric Wielgos, and Derek Crow and William Tots is getting a workout, but they have to be pleased with that. Rutgers hasn't generated anywhere near as much as you'd think for a team that has 6 power plays through the first half of the game. It's Egan behind the net, now has to go to the far corner to chase it down. Puck is bouncing, and another easy clearance for Fairfield. In a way. Send it ahead. Gianco trying to get to it. Perot does first. Another easy clearance, and there's less than 10 seconds on the power play, so that's about to do it. Inouye collects, and the power play is over. There was not much going on there as Inouye ended up going down because Pers lost his balance and might have tripped him, but no penalty call there. 1 for 6 in the power play for the Scarlet Knights. Just not going to cut it, though they still maintain their 2-1 lead. That was Hogan trying to wriggle through some skates, unable to do so. DeNicola working his way over on right wing. Nice move, trying to get to the front of the net, never got a shot away. He's got it behind the net, though, and his centering pass was canceled out. Perot left point, trying to work through Gianco. Side of the net, that shot's off the mask. It was a decent chance for Donnelly, who just got out of the penalty box. Rutgers clears it all the way down Hogan. Was that deflected? And whether it was or not, Gianco won the race to wash out the icing. Lozeritis under pressure. Can't give it away there, Pers, but Pantry was in a good defensive position right in front of his own net. But now it's a little trouble there for Voidal to get that puck out of the zone, but he finally does. Pantry skates ahead. Gianco left wing. Wants to load it up. He had his stick lifted on the shot. DeNicola got the block in. Lozeritis, he kept that in, but he ran into his teammate there. And Voidal, and now it's a breakaway and a chance, and Rodriguez makes a great stop. That was Bernardi all in clean, but Rodriguez with a good save. He has not faced many shots. He gets this one at the side of net. He's able to freeze it. Sticks and gloves go up, another coming together. Another fracas that the referees and linesmen have to sort out. Everyone wants to protect their goalie, and both teams have been plenty happy to stand in and protect their goalie. Everyone seems to be all right, but there's almost certainly more penalties coming. I thought I saw another arm up. We'll have to see who ends up getting the penalties after all of this. I see 5-on-5, and well, somebody's going to the box for Rutgers. Someone is. Saw an arm up for roughing. So I think this might be a power play for Fairfield, I think. Although I still see 5 Scarlet Knights on the ice. Right now, it's on the board. It says Gianco is in the box. Pantry tried to get an explanation. Now it looks like it's 5-on-4. So if the scoreboard's correct, and after the referees have sorted everything out, I said I think it was Gianco for a rough is what they got. It's what the signal I saw was. Pantry was getting an explanation for the last little while. It's one he didn't like, but that's the first power play of the game for Fairfield after 6 for Rutgers, with a chance to, amazingly, after everything that's transpired in the first 31 minutes of hockey, chance to tie this game up. Can the Fairfield power play get something going? Perot, number 34, motoring forward, trying to get beyond Vaisberg, but he drifts into the corner. Centering pass was overcooked. Nobody in red able to get to it. Pers, number 72, cruising into the slot. This shot is stopped by Rodriguez. He went down as he tried to get to the front of the net. Rodriguez able to cover it up. Asked earlier, how sharp is Rodriguez going to be, considering he faced only 5 shots in the first period. He's faced 9 in this period. It's a 9-4 Fairfield shot advantage. He gave up 1 goal to Murphy, who was all alone in front of him. Can't blame him for that. Otherwise, he's been sharp. Acuna, Pantry now on the ice in penalty killing duties, but it's only as far as Dargan, who kept it in right point. Chacona, centering pass. Too many bodies at the near post. Dargan will try again. Perot. 2 defensemen on this power play. That shot goes through the blue paint, and that was, I think, knocked off the pegs. Yes. Minute 8 left on the power play for the Stags. Fairfield survived all those shorthanded minutes. A 20-5 shot disadvantage in the first period with a chance to tie this game up. Murphy, who has the goal, gave it to Jonathan Vitka, number 10. They play catch at the faceoff dot. Cunha got a good stick in there to block the shot. It comes all the way down and out the other end. Murphy will go get it. 7:55 to go in the second period. 47 seconds left in the power play. That was Bernardi. It's back to DeNicola covering at the point. They went for that cross-ice backdoor play. Went through Scardino, and now this way Murphy walks the line. DeNicola forced into the corner. There was nowhere for him to go with that. Murphy hustles over, keeps it alive. DeNicola had it roll over his stick. Acuna poked it free. Wright trying to get it out. He has his stick tied up. Now it's on the stick of Arredondo, and that will get all the way down. That should do it for the power play. 5 seconds left. And the first power play of the evening for Fairfield comes up empty. Fairfield has definitely played a far better second period. They're out shooting Rutgers 10-4. They have the goal. And obviously, 1 power play each is better than the 5 against they had in the first period. Scardino will play it ahead to this right side. Right wing Bernardi unable to take it with him. Rieger pokes it ahead. Zimmerman got crunched to the boards. This is a good hit from Vitka. Dislodged him from the puck. Here is Vitka. Back up high. That shot stopped by Rodriguez. Pretty easy save from DeNicola from a long way out on the right point. Comes out in front, but Zimmerman's in good defensive position. Rieger. Zimmerman going towards the net. Rieger couldn't get away with his man. The centering pass off a stick. Kirchner wanted to cover it. Poulin took it himself. Tried to go up the wall. Poked beyond Zimmerman by Smith. Hanapovic. Bounced beyond him. And Bernardi ahead. Gets it in. And now Fairfield gets a change. Inouye's back to reset for Rutgers. Now less than 6 to go in the period. Hanapovic under pressure. It's good pressure from Larkin, but back on the stick of Vincent Smythe. Smythe is, of course, a great hockey name. Centering shot. It was stopped by Kirchner. Backdoor play. Rieger could have tapped it into an open net if he reached another chance. That was blocked. Zimmerman said it, tried to get it through some legs, but never got through all those shin pads and skates. Max McKenna into the slot. Now Smith. That's off a leg in front. Weisberg and Rieger. Rieger left wing side. Forced wide, though, and nicely done defensively from Smith. Freshman from Walpole, Mass. Did a really good job of cutting off any angle to shoot. And O'Donnell will play it back. Rutgers in the offensive zone, getting a shot away before Kirchner's able to hold on, and I think that might be the 5th shot of the period for Rutgers. This hockey is a strange sport sometimes. You go into the dressing room, and any semblance of momentum you had could just come to a halt. You could not think of 2 more distinctly different kinds of periods than the ones we've seen. The first period was all Rutgers in every conceivable fashion. In this period, Fairfield has played a whole lot better. They look like 2 different teams. It's gotten a goal back. They have 11 shots. Rutgers only has 5 shots. Hoppler with a chance, and that was the 6th shot of the period. Christian Hoppler, the junior from Piscataway, coming in with 4 points on the season, 2 goals and 2 assists. Got a decent shot away, but Kirchner was able to make the save. They've kept Kirchner a lot cleaner in the second period than at any point in the first. Weisberg lost the draw. back to the neutral zone. Here comes Chaconis. He tried to get that through the stick of Downs. It was the first line, so to speak, against that third pairing. Downs, nicely done. He went to the ice to block that centering pass and prevented a scoring chance. That was centered, but decent, again, from Hoppler. And now he's going to try to take it the whole length, 200 by 85, and he's canceled out by Perreault. Perreault at 6 foot 190. Now back the other way. It's Cavallaro. He doesn't have a lot of support. Tries to cut to the middle. Only able to sweep it wide. And that's cleared out. Voigt will just send it into the screen. No change allowed for the Scarlet Knights. Hear the referee yelling no change on that play. So team defending unable to make the change, but Fairfield's able to. And they've got Cavallaro, Pers, and Chaconis on the ice right now. Puck is loose off the draw. It's Pers. I think he's trying to push that ahead off the face-off, but now Baysberg will send it across. Arredondo left side into the skates of Berg, but he couldn't get a shot away. Scardino with another good stick lift. There's a lot more stick-on puck going on defensively for Fairfield in the second period than at many points in the first. It looks so much cleaner, not just defensively, but breaking the puck out. Konis, nice pad save from Rodriguez. You can hear that all the way up here. 3:17 to go in the second. This is sent all the way down. Should be icing, and it will be. So we mentioned in the first period, for all the good Rutgers did in putting on all that pressure, all those shots, all those power plays, 2-0 didn't feel like enough because Fairfield was not going to have that first period repeat. No chance. And sure enough, it's been an inverse. Fairfield's out shooting. Rutgers 12-6. They have the goal. One power play each. A lot more 5-on-5, and Rutgers is just not as crisp as they've been. Here's DeNicola, left wing side, and ends up deflecting behind the net, and that is a huge hit from Downs. He threw the body. This deflects on net. It was a point shot from Scardino, and Rodriguez catches it. 2:53 to go in period number 2. Far more competitive game than it looked like we were going to get after 20 minutes, and that's credit to the Stags for regrouping, getting their focus back, and bearing down a really good second period by any standard, especially after a first period, the one they had. Knocked down by Vitka. He tried to get it over the line. He wasn't able to, and Wright will send it the other way. 2:38 to go in the second period. And this is Thomas Rhodes. Going to try a slap shot. Missed everything. Skiba right side. That's a point shot from Wright that was tipped away. Another shot from Acuna fluttered it wide. Never reached the net. Now Fairfield on the breakout. Vitka surrounded. Wright ended up losing his bounce by the toe pick. Could this be a breakaway? Rhodes, he just doesn't have enough gas, I think, to make that happen. Hogan is a little bit fresher on the ice. Hogan ends up running out of racetrack. It's a tough play. It was Thomas Rhodes looking like he might have a step, but he was at the end of his shift, so he was out of gas. And just couldn't get a breakaway. Tried the drop pass, and nothing came of it. Sharp angle shot. Rodriguez unable to stop it. What a play by DeNicola. He just threw that out in front from a sharp angle. Rodriguez wasn't in the best position. And after all of this, the game is tied at 2. DeNicola has his 5th goal of the season. He just threw it in from a sharp angle. Rodriguez was leaning the other way, maybe just a little bit, showed some near post and a little bit of open room, and DeNicola has tied it up for the Stags. 2-0 first period for Rutgers and a 2-0 second period for the Stags, and Poulin just laid a lick there on Gianco at the red line. And this sport could produce some funny outcomes, and you could not have had 2 more diametrically opposite periods than the ones we've had here. And now Fairfield with 90 seconds to go, thinking they might have a chance to lead this game going into the second intermission. McKenna sends it along, too far for Dillon. And now it'll be Tony Thomas who's going to have a interesting talk with his team in the second intermission. But before that, here's Zimmerman. One-on-one against Smith. Zimmerman draws a penalty. Smith is going to go to the box. It's a power play for a slash. He's frustrated. This is a 7th power play of the night for Rutgers. There will be 54 seconds of carryover power play time if the Scarlet Knights don't score. It's incredible how this sport sometimes can befuddle you, and it's befuddling Rutgers right now. After that first period in that dressing room, I don't think they expected to be tied after all that. Off the face-off, no clearance as Hopner just unable to settle that. As you have less than a minute to go in the period. Vaisberg a point shot, fluttering one. It's stopped by Kirchner. Zimmerman was looking for that tip in front. One isn't able to get to it, and the Stags clear all the way down. Rieger, 1-on-4. One on all the penalty killers, and he just has to take it to the corner and now try to create space on his own. Rieger settles, looking for a lane. Vaisberg up high, cross ice feed, one-time chance, doesn't go. Inouye was looking, cross ice feed, the one-timer, whiffed. Vaisberg shoots, that stopped short side, trying to center it again. Scarlet Knights, they are unable to do anything with it as it was cleared by the combination of Quinn and company. Quinn as well as Chaconis. One more rush. There's not going to be enough time for it. Vaisberg has checked at the line as the horn sounds and the period ends. 2-2 after 40 minutes. As lopsided the first it was in the favor of Rutgers, this was a pretty lopsided second period in favor of the Stags. Murphy and DeNicola have the goals. Should have a really fun final period in store for you. Stay with us. with Breakout Sports Broadcasting. A 2-2 Rutgers Fairfield third period incoming. After a dominant first by the Scarlet Knights in which they led 2-0, in which they were outshooting the Stags 20-5, then was reversed. It was a 14-8 shot advantage for the Stags in the second, and they got 2 goals. Rutgers is still on a power play heading into this third period. We'll see who comes away with the victory in a game of 2 different periods, to be sure. Rieger in the corner will get it back to the point. Was covering there was Weisberg, who has one of the goals. The shot redirected in front. It was Hoppler, who was looking like he had an open net to tap it into. Weisberg unable to keep it alive. Good pressure from Pers. He and Zimmerman bump at the blue line. And down low, Hoppler. Tied up in the corner. Loose, there's Zimmerman. A good save from Patty Kirchner, who has made some big saves after going under all that pressure to start the game in a way. Weisberg has got room. Down low, Zimmerman. Power play about to end. It is over now. Not cleared. Weisberg flutters one towards the net. Loose at the side. Where Zimmerman picked it up. Lost in the skates of the referee. And finally, Dillon trying to get it out, and he will in a way, is back through Weisberg. Zimmerman trying to tap it ahead. Hoppler unable to get to it. Puck's underneath the linesman there as the Stags were able to clear, but boy, 1 for 7 on the power play for Rutgers will be extremely frustrating, especially because when you had 5 in the first period, I think that puck actually went into the bench, and so play is stopped. But when you think about how easy this was for Weisberg and Zimmerman to score in that first period, and then it was Murphy and DeNicola who scored in the second for Fairfield. Again, completely different periods, first to second, and now what do we have in the third? If Rutgers doesn't end up winning this game, well, they'll have the easy 1 for 7 on the power play to look for, and Fairfield's had one-man advantage, so it's not as if there's been a lack of chances for the Scarlet Knights. Murphy has the goal, sends it back into the neutral zone. Rhodes will turn it in again. Scarlet Knights touch up. Skiba far wall, has to try to reverse it, but not before Pantry gets absolutely smashed. What a hit by Scardino, and Pantry is down. In fact, it was too big a hit, and hopefully Pantry is okay. This is unfortunate. Just a big hit. He is still on the ice in pain. I have to help him out with some assistance. Hopefully that is not as serious as it looks. Michael Pantry, who graduate from Bloomfield, New Jersey, just got hit hard in that corner. I don't think he saw it coming. Rutgers teammates hoping he is all right. This game's been physical at times. There's been some big hitting. He's up now. That's good to see. Skating with no assistance, so what you hope for is that he just got the wind knocked out of him. That's back to the bench, and will get looked at while he's there. Pantry centering a line with Rhodes and Skiba, so if he's unable to keep going, as he's going to get taken down by that corner where he's going to get looked at. We'll see if he ends up returning to the game. We hope so. And a quick shot from the point. And that deflected in front. Rieger got a point shot through. Hoppler. Seen some line changes here for Rutgers, as you would expect, temporarily down a forward because of a power play that they end up giving to Scardino, who ended up taking that penalty. But before that, it was Pers getting all the way in, unable to connect on any sort of shot. Now the whistle blows again. So an 8th power play for Rutgers in this game. So, at some point, this Rutgers power play has to come through. Scardino's taken a couple of minors tonight. Referee's talking with Kirchner in his net. We are 2:39 into the third period. And referee's deciding where is the face-off going to go, and it looks like the face-off's going to come to the neutral zone. So 1:25 left of power play time, the 8th of the day for the Scarlet Knights. Penalty kill for Wheelghost and company, getting a absolute workout. But it's largely been pretty good. I mean, these guys have been on the ice and they've played a ton of minutes. That's Cavallaro and Pers, two of these really important forwards for the Stags. Well, now before this, I think we're going to get another penalty. It was Cavallaro tied up there with Patapovic behind the net. Oh, and they are going to call Cavallaro for that, I think. There's so much sorting out to do with the referees with all the penalty calls. And I think in the end, they are not going to call a penalty on that. Referees, after a long conversation, I think have decided might not be worth calling another one. I didn't think there was all that much going on behind the net on that play. Well, now we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone. So after all that, no penalty, no changes to strength on the ice. Draw was in the neutral zone. Rutgers ends up winning it. There might have been extra penalties, I think, but they all canceled out, so it didn't affect strength of those on ice. Zimmerman trying to get to a loose puck. Smith in the corner. Centering pass, Weisberg tipped it on net. Kirchner able to make the stop. Hoppler tried to center it. Zimmerman short side, off a body in front, hacking away loose at the side of the net. It was Rieger still there. And where's the puck? There's bodies going everywhere. The puck is underneath Kirchner. More bodies ended up flying than anyone knew where the puck was. And after all of that, just get a whistle and a face-off. Zimmerman to take the draw here. That's Pers, but draw's going to have to be done again because the officials are still having a chat. They've had a lot of chats tonight. There's been a lot to sort out, to be fair. I think they're happy now with everything. And we can get back to play. Zimmerman wins the draw. 30 seconds left on this power play. Weisberg tries to bring it to centering pass for Zimmerman. That was blocked. And now back the other way comes Perreault. Nice move in the neutral zone around Inouye. Hoppler had to get back on the back check, prevent any chance as a shot from a very sharp angle is held by Rodriguez. One of those sharp angle shots went in earlier, and there's a player underneath. Another stream of bodies. That was Perreault who got the shot away. I think Weisberg wasn't particularly happy with either something was said, and now let's see what's going to happen after all of that. And again, looks like, again, no changes to strength. Is just a physical game, an intense game, and This penalty kill for Fairfield has been extremely impressive. I mean, if you're killing 7 of 8 in a game, kudos to you. Rutgers is able to get the puck out of the defensive zone into the neutral zone, turned ahead by Dargan, but the penalty time is about to expire. Right ahead, this is Rhodes, got a weak one on, and Kirchner makes the stop. And we are back to full and even strength. Rutgers 1 for 8 on the power play. They now have 34 shots compared to Fairfield's 20. It's a far more even game than it's been. Since the first period, the shots are now 15-14 in favor of the Stags. That puck flutters towards the net, but always going wide. Another chance, that comes from Skiba from a sharp angle, and again, it's held by Kirchner. And that'll be a 35th shot and a 33rd save for Kirchner, whose goals against average was coming into the game a .429, .862 save percentage. Freshman from Rockville, Maryland. He's been tested tonight. His numbers are going to go up after tonight. Well, I don't know if they're going to end up counting that as the 35th shot. Still lose there. Zimmerman dragging in a chance. Another great save by Kirchner. That was an opportunity for Rieger at the side of the net. He and Zimmerman combining for a good look. Another point shot. Stopped there by Kirchner. He didn't know where the rebound was. Rieger tied up in the corner. Zimmerman hustles after it. He's got one of the 2 goals tonight. Knocked off his stick. Poulin will try to reverse it. Zimmerman almost forced the turnover, and now there is some room. DeNicola working his way in and wiped out. Lost an edge up the wall. Zimmerman in transition. Looking for something. Another easy stop for Kirchner, and he'll melt it. 4:55 gone by in the third period. A 37-20 shot advantage now in favor of the Scarlet Knights. So they're starting to build back, in fact, build on that advantage that had whittled away in the second period, but see if they're able to turn something into a quality scoring chance from all the shots they're putting up. Quinn. Right, will send it the other way. Hogan unable to settle. Nardi had trouble making it through that thicket. Wright's back defensively. Up the ball, Hogan. Deep in the play. He got it to the neutral zone. Turned back ahead by Murphy, but play is going to be offside, and now finally the referee blows the whistle. Had his arm in the air for a while. Draw's going to come back to the neutral zone. First period was all Rutgers. Second period was all Fairfield. And the third period, pretty even. And I think after all this, there is going to be a penalty to Wright. Didn't see the signal, but it looks like there's going to be a Fairfield power play. Didn't see where the infraction took place, but Stags have a second power play of the game. And can they take advantage of it? For all the penalty killing they've had to do, they've only had 1 power play in the evening. It was unsuccessful. Pers just inside the blue line. Will send it across. And a point shot from Perot goes wide. Hadapovic, easy out. We'll send it all the way down. Hard around the boards. Take that. Got to be patient on this power play for Fairfield. Perot. Pers stood up just inside the line. It was Hoppler. Good work from him, and now Patapovic able to clear it. Rieger unable to enter the zone clean. Dargan was back with a good stick check. Puck is bouncing. Pers tries to push it ahead. He finds Cavallaro. Good save, Rodriguez. Kicked out of the slot. Inouye trying to force it ahead. Good puck retrievals again from the Stags. Another point shot was blocked. And now Rieger surrounded by a couple of Stags to prevent a breakaway. But Pers is onside. He drops it back. Perot shoots. Rodriguez the save, and he freezes it. Came off a turnover just outside the blue line. And the Stags had some numbers for a second, but Rodriguez, bit of a tough spot for that second goal when he gave it up from the sharp angle to DeNicola, but What we have here is a pretty sharp goalie in the third period. He's definitely faced some more rubber. 18 shots in the last 27 minutes. He might face another one here, and he does. A good blocker save on a long way out shot from Murphy. Has one of the goals tonight. He was standing all alone in front, scored Fairfield's first goal. Scardino will set it back in his own zone. Power play 20 seconds away from expiring. This DeNicola working his way in over the left wing side. Lost by Voidal. Back to the point, another shot deflects wide. Downs is able to get it away from pressure initially. Voidal hammers it all the way down. Penalties killed, no icing. So Fairfield is 0 for 2 on their man advantages tonight. Still plenty of time to go, and no way to know which way this game's going to go when it's all said and done. A close one after 2 lopsided periods each way. Really fun way to spend your Saturday night. I'm Matthew Aaron. Thank you for being with us at Breakout Sports Broadcasting on YouTube. Rutgers Fairfield Empire Conference Hockey. Hogan circling, now in the corner, try to turn one through a lot of bodies, deflects to this near wall, and under little pressure, Murphy is able to reset. Well, he's not on the same page with DeNicola there. It's not a good turnover. Zimmerman almost latched onto it. Voidal will push it ahead in the backhand. Arredondo. Again, there is no pantry on the bench. Looked like he went down the other side of the rink to get looked at after a heavy hit he took earlier in this period. Zimmerman crunched to the boards. Now DeNicola takes it away. Chaconis. Now he fanned on his first pass, but it came right back kindly to him. The shot was blocked. Gets another chance, and that is stopped. The puck is still free. He's on his backside. He gets it back to the point for Smith, and that goes wide. Now it's out at the side, and that Rodriguez desperate to cover it. It was Pers who pushed it along. Rodriguez trying to track it from behind the net, found it difficult. That's not cleared. Wright finally able to get it to center. A good flurry there for the Stags, putting some pressure on in the offensive zone. Zimmerman knocked off the puck. Back the other way, Chaconis forced wide, and Rodriguez covers. Stags now up to 27 shots on goal. 10:47 to go. Yeah, no real way to know at this point which way the game's going to go. Rutgers started off this period decently, carryover power play time, and then had another one. And then this Fairfield power play. There's a shot off the point and another chance. That goes wide. Cavallaro, it was Pers who pushed it towards the net again off a face-off play. We've seen that a couple of times tonight. He's been able to get shots towards the net off face-offs. And Rodriguez was alive to that. Hadapovic overskated. Chaconis, sharp angle. I don't think that ever reached Rodriguez, but another chance and a huge hit. Chaconis gets absolutely decked. There are more bodies down. There is an arm in the air. Chaconis got absolutely leveled in the open ice. Thankfully, it looks like he's okay. Penalty call coming up. It's going to be against the Scarlet Knights. And it was Hoppler who laid the lick. And a third power play coming up for Fairfield. It's their second of the period. That was a thunderous hit, but on the wrong side of the legal line. We've seen a couple of those here. Just absolutely crushing hits tonight. This couple of power plays for Fairfield have generated some chances. So did that one. DeNicola looking for his second goal of the night. Stop for Rodriguez. .16 to go in the third. 1:55 on the power play to go. Dargan, 2 defensemen on this power play for Fairfield. Sharp angle shot again. Could not get through some sticks. That was Vitka who tried to play along. DeNicola back to the point. Rutgers trying to scramble it out. They will. Rieger unable to do much with it in the neutral zone, and now back the other way comes Donnelly. He settles just inside the line and gives it to Perreault. Backdoor pass, and the chance goes wide. Dargan, it was defenseman to defenseman there. You have Perreault Right shot, looking for another right shot defenseman in Dargan, who stepped up and found some quiet ice. Fairfield unable to enter the zone. Hogan sends it in. Another player is down, and that might be Perot. He needs some trouble getting to the bench. It's been a physical game tonight. Another chance from the point. That shot is stopped. Came through from Scardino. Cleared once again. Penalty has 40 seconds left on it. We have 9 minutes to go in the third. Wright will turn it the other way. Nicola, who has the second goal of the night for the Stags, working his way up the right wing, right in front of the benches. He's able to turn it in. Chaconis in the corner. He looks for some room. That shot was blocked. Klus in front, and another good chance for Fairfield, but they couldn't get to it, and a shot fanned on by Murphy. Tries to get it through, redirected on net. That was stopped. It was a decent opportunity. Again, Cavallaro was there. Eventually, Rutgers able to scramble it out of trouble, and Wright clears, and the penalties have been killed. So Fairfield 0 for 3 on their man advantages tonight. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Rhodes will turn it ahead. Purrs trying to push it ahead with Chaconis, right wing side. Zuraitis was back. Skiba lost his balance. Flings it in. One-man forecheck. Rhodes supporting, centering pass, though, right onto the stick of Cavallaro. He took a hit for his trouble from Skiba's released the puck. This is sent down. Behind that, Mozuraitis is back. Senior from Jackson, New Jersey, 6'3", 200 pounds. Big man. Another turnover. The play's offside. McKenna had a beeline towards the net, right through that center ice area, but right between the hash marks, play was offside. Entire Rutgers group on the ice had their hands up. .7:31 to go in the third. Adapovic off the faceoff. Arredondo trying to get it out, unable to do so. Larkin along the wall. Played it back up the wall. Now it's McKenna. Centering pass comes through everyone, and Smith, freshman from Walpole, Mass, has to reset in the neutral zone. That's a great turnover, but Weisberg was unable to settle it. McKenna stopped by Rodriguez. Healthy pad save for him. He's now up to 31 saves tonight as the Stags are up to 33 shots. It's a 28-17 shot advantage since the second period began for Fairfield. Another turnover. Dillon sent it wide on a deflection. Adapovic finds Zinaway's defense partner, Zimmerman, on his toes. Arredondo now looking for some support. They're tied up. Weisberg, centering pass off the defenseman in front. That was Smith. Loose in the neutral zone. Quinn, no support. Arredondo trying to turn it ahead. Weisberg wasn't looking for it. It's beyond him. He's going to go for a change. Dargan resets behind his own net. Clock now winding to 6 minutes to go. A big turnover, and a Zimmerman chance is stopped by Kirchner. It's just not a turnover you could have from behind your own net with Zimmerman, who has 7 goals on the season, bearing down on you, but Kirchner makes the save and bails out that turnover. Long lead pass Hoppler. He's got some ice to work with. Hoppler, a shot, well wide. Scardino cut off the angle. Egan, is it over? Here's Wright, the defenseman. Good stop again by Kirchner. The defenseman Wright, who has no points on the season, found himself in all sorts of room. But a good save by Kirchner. Keeps this in a 2-2 game. Now the Rutgers pressure turning on. Side of the net, chance for Wright. Again, that was blocked. Hoppler, the rebound, hopped over his stick. And cleared by the Stags. Now it's Rutgers' turn to put the pressure on. 41-34. Shots in favor of the Scarlet Knights. Egan. Loose at center, intercepted by Quinn. Hoppler lost his bearings for a second. Right, trying to push forward. Big defenseman on the right wing. Puts it towards the net, but it was steered wide by Kirchner. Right again, off of the side of the net. Hoppler into the slot. Hogan missed the net wide. Got good contact on that one-timer, but just couldn't guide it to the target. 4.5 to go. Scardino sends it in. Stayed in play, right under pressure. Donnelly bearing down on him, forces the turnover, gets it back to Murphy. He's got a lane, redirected off a couple of skates and sticks and went wide. DeNicola circling, reversing. Hogan's back defensively, and he's got room. He skates through one check, pushes ahead. Zimmerman to his left if he wants him. He decides not to pass it to anyone and ran out of racetrack. Got below the goal line. Now he tries to flutter one towards the net. I think Hoppler got a piece of it, but it deflects wide. Another big open ice hit. Hoppler, and a shot from Hogan is turned away. This has been a physical game. There is no doubt about that. And finally, we get a stoppage as it's flipped into the bench. Really intense game. And as you said earlier, it's a now 30-23 shot advantage in favor of Fairfield for the last nearly 2 periods. And a 2-0 goals advantage for the Stags. They have turned this game completely around after a very lackluster first period. Rutgers 1 for 8 on the power play. There are not going to be many games. I doubt Rutgers will play in another game this season in which they get 8 power plays. They might not get 8 power plays over a 3-game stretch at some point. They score on only one of them. Arredondo to the point, in a way, through traffic. Zimmerman was looking for stick on the ice, but now Pers the other way. Patapovic is back. Pers, good save by Rodriguez. Pers didn't really have an angle. He had to try to force that through on the backhand. This is going to be no ice. Well, referee said no icing. Linesman said icing, so I wonder if this goes back to the neutral zone. Yeah, it does go back to the neutral zone. Linesman said, my bad. Referee had it right. Neutral zone face-off. 2:59 to go in regulation. You're staying with us. This has been a very feisty and competitive hockey game. Physical play's been there. There's been a ton of penalties, but very competitive game. Good goaltending, too. You have to say both these goalies have played really well. Well, they're going to need Pers a shot. Redirects in front. Rodriguez couldn't get that puck settled. And another chance for Chaconis went off some skates in front, too. 2.5 to go. Patapovic. Got to get it out. He did not get it out. Pers keeps it alive. Patapovic settles it down nicely. Big 6'5" defenseman. Just was able to get that puck over the line. Perreault back in. Another stop by Rodriguez. Centering pass. It's broken up. Rhodes was in defensive position there. Another big hit along the boards. Rieger taken to the glass. Rhodes desperate to push it ahead. A diving Dillon tried to play it ahead. The puck is still loose, and Rhodes finds it. Gets one in on net. Kirchner makes the stop. 1:50 left. Icy here? Yes. Offensive zone draw with 1:49 to go for Tony Thomas's team. So Zimmerman will take the draw after the icing, getting the big guns on the ice. He took that against Larkin at the point. It was a tough play for Downs, who ends up going down. Hoppler is there to support. There's a couple of Fairfield players who were able to force it out. Turned onto a cross. Acuna, the opposite corner, cross corner dump in. Simple hockey right now. That's what you want from both teams, especially from Fairfield, and that puck actually hit the scoreboard. That is not working, and the scoreboard does count as out of play. And I think from where it was shot at, The draw comes back into the offensive zone for the Scarlet Knights. I think he was on the wrong side of the blue line, tried to go for the high flip. It's a low center hung scoreboard in here, and it hit the scoreboard. And so the pressure mounts once again for the Stags. Hoppler finds it, skates through some pressure, gets it back up high. It was Downs. Hoppler threw the blue paint on the backhand. Arredondo gave it away, though. Vitka pushes it ahead. He gets tied up there with Wright. Less than a minute to go in regulation. Still a 2-2 hockey game. Hoppler, left wing side, working his way into the slot. He got a shot away as he was off balance and put it wide. Zimmerman tied up in the corner. Good work again from Murphy. That puck does get back to center. Wright will turn it ahead. Slow down. And Murphy will reset. Wright gonna go back to get it. There's no icing on this play, and there's 24 seconds left in regulation. Faisberg has one of the goals. Couldn't do much with that on the zone entry. Pers. Now right wing, maybe one more chance. Trying to get all the way in is the defenseman Smith, but he got crowded out. There wasn't a lot of room. DeNicola shoots it out in front. Smith, and it's a great save at the horn, and then it's kicked out at the last second by Rodriguez. A bouncing puck somehow found its way to the blue paint, just instinctively kicked his leg out and kept it out, preserving the 2-2 score after 60 minutes. Rodriguez getting a tap from his teammates. I don't know how much he knew about that. Overtime is coming in just a second. Sports broadcasting of Rutgers and Fairfield. 5 minutes of 3-on-3 coming up here at ProSkate in South Brunswick. 60 minutes wasn't enough to decide it. So now we play 3-on-3, same rules as the NHL. 3-on-3, and if nobody scores after 5 minutes, then we will head to a shootout. Fitting way to get it. This game decided. It is Pers, Jaconis, and Perreault on the ice for the Stags. It is Egan, Rieger, and Inouye on the ice for Rutgers. But before we have any hockey to speak of, a timeout has been called by Eric Wielgos and his bench to draw up what they want to do. So, summary of the game for those of you just joining us. And if you are just joining us, you missed an incredible game. Rutgers was up 2-0 in the first period. They outshot the Stags 20-5. It's been a 33-23 shot advantage since for Fairfield. Got 2 goals in the second period from Murphy and DeNicola. You have to give credit to Aaron Rodriguez, who made an incredible save at the horn at the end of the third period to keep this 2-2 and preserve at least something in this game from the Scarlet Knights. Rodriguez, a senior from Howell, New Jersey, he barely faced any rubber in the first period, and we were wondering, how sharp is he going to be when you're in that situation? It turns out very sharp. The goal from DeNicola was a tough one that I think he would want back from a sharp angle. DeNicola bounced it off him and he was leaning the wrong way, but credit to him and credit to the Stags, who, by the way, 8 times they've been shorthanded tonight, including a 5-on-3, and they've converted Rutgers on only one of them. Here's Perot from Chicago, the sophomore working it over the line, and that is ripped away by Rieger. Nice check, but now it is Purs over the line, sending it back towards Perot, towards the front, never reached Purs. He's been everywhere. He's gotten some shots off of face-offs. Sophomore from Ben Salem, Pennsylvania, wrapping it around Rodriguez, makes a nice save. Purs trying to get onto a loose puck. Nobody able to do so until Inouye finally skates away. He's got Zimmerman with him. Zimmerman going to the net, and the pass is overcooked. Zimmerman and Inouye and Rieger. This is the group you'd want on the ice for the Scarlet Knights. Zimmerman's got one of the goals tonight. Inouye, great defenseman, sophomore from Princeton Junction. Rieger right wing side. Centering pass, Zimmerman unable to get a shot away, and now back to Inouye, who will chase it in his own zone. Well, a lot of fans might not like it when you play the puck back like that in 3-on-3, but it's the best way to maintain possession because it is so important. Perot's still on the ice. He just did squeeze that through Zimmerman. He was lucky. Inouye back in his own blue line, trying to get away from Chaconis. He did. Inouye going wide. Great poke check from Perot. He's had a long shift. Hoppler on his own bench, turn it over. 3-on-1. Bad line change. Perot looking for an option. Cross-ice feed is stopped by Rodriguez on Smith. Tired group of Scarlet Knights on the ice. A sloppy change, a 3-on-1. Smith had it all in front of him, but Rodriguez makes the save and keeps the game going. Did not think Rodriguez would be standing on his head by the end of the first period when he faced only 5 shots, but he has made a couple of game-saving saves. Hoppler hustling the other way. Fleet of foot, working his way in, trying to stuff it in on Kirchner, and he made the save. It just rolled off the end of his tape. The last second. Boy, what chances we've had in 3-on-3. Weisberg to take the draw. Pulls it back to right. Immediately gives it back to Weisberg. Cuts to the middle. Good stick check there from Scardino. Still in the zone. Hoppler sends it down low right, trying to activate. Puck is loose at the side, but it's picked up by Scardino. They will regroup. It's 2:55 to go in overtime. Smith will circle back. Right pressuring. He's the defenseman. And so now the 2 forwards are back defending. This is Smith, who had that chance a few seconds ago. Good stick check from Hoppler. Took it away. And Hoppler will go the other way. On his horse. Weisberg's with him. Hoppler into some skates. Tries to get all the way through. He never got a clean shot away. Still loose at the side. Weisberg maybe got something on that, but not a clean shot. Patapovich, big defenseman, scores! And Rutgers wins it in overtime. His 3rd goal of the season. Just a point shot after a long sequence. And the Scarlet Knights, despite a 1-for-8 night on the power play, despite a 2-0 first period lead going by the wayside, they win 3-2 in extra hockey. What a game that was. Rodriguez getting mobbed by his teammates. You see it down low on your picture right there. He deserves to get mobbed for the saves he made. 1 at the end of regulation, 1 at overtime. Kept this at 2-2, and the Scarlet Knights get their 3rd win of the season. Overtime loss for Fairfield. They played a heck of a game, too. It has to be said. This was a great, great game. Well worth the the amount of time you've spent with us tonight. Thank you very much for spending it with us. Rutgers wins 3-2 in OT. My name is Matthew Aaron for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Have a great rest of your night.